Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special story. Today, you are not just going to learn English. You're going to unlock something much bigger. You are going to open your mind. You are going to stretch your thinking. And you are going to discover the secret that turns ordinary people into extraordinary souls. This is a story about how your mindset can shape your future, and how thinking big is the first step to living the life you were truly meant for. There is a hidden force that controls much of your life. It's not your money. It's not your job. It's not your background or your education. It's your mindset. The way you think about yourself, your future, your potential, and your problems. Most people go through life without ever truly questioning their mindset. They wake up, follow routines, and live inside invisible walls built by their own thoughts. These walls are not real, but they feel real. They say things like, "I'm not good enough. That's not possible for someone like me," or "maybe one day, but not now." And slowly, without even noticing, these thoughts become chains. They become cages, and they keep people small. But what if, right now, you could break those chains? What if your future wasn't decided by your past, but by the size of your thoughts? This is the idea that changes everything. Big thinking is not a trick. It's not some motivational slogan. It's a choice, a daily decision to reject limitations and step into possibility. And that choice, once made, begins to shape your language, your confidence, your habits, and your entire path in life. Let's take a moment to imagine two minds. The first is the small mind, cautious, quiet, always calculating. It asks, "What if I fail?" It worries, "What will people think?" It avoids risk, avoids growth, and stays where it feels safe. This mind lives in fear, not of danger, but of change. It sees opportunities and calls them too risky. It sees dreams and calls them unrealistic. It avoids discomfort and chooses routine. Now picture the second mind, the big mind. It's curious, it's bold, it asks different questions. What if I succeed? What if this works? What if I'm capable of more than I thought? This mind doesn't ignore fear. It walks through it. This mind believes that life is not about playing small, but about stretching, failing, learning, and rising. And this mind grows stronger every time it chooses courage over comfort. Here's the truth. Every great achievement, every powerful invention, every major breakthrough in human history started in someone's mind. Before it became real, it was just an idea, just a possibility, just a thought. But someone dared to think bigger than their circumstances, bigger than their education, bigger than their fear. They dared to say, "Why not me?" And that thought, that one decision, became the spark for everything that followed. Thinking big doesn't mean being arrogant. It doesn't mean pretending to be perfect. It simply means refusing to live a small life, just because that's what the world expects. It means choosing belief over doubt, vision over fear, growth over safety. When you think big, you send a message to your brain. I am ready. Ready to take action. Ready to take risks. Ready to rise, even when it's hard. And the beautiful thing is, your brain listens. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your future. Let's bring this closer to English learning. How many people say, "I can't speak English well," or "I'm not confident in my words"? These are not just observations. They are beliefs, and beliefs become habits. If you tell yourself every day that you are bad at English, your brain will find proof of that. It will notice your mistakes. It will highlight your fear. But what happens if you change the belief? What happens if you say, "I'm learning every day," or "I speak better today than I did yesterday"? Suddenly your brain starts noticing progress. It starts building momentum. You feel proud. You keep going, and your growth accelerates. That's the power of a big mindset. It doesn't wait for perfection. It celebrates improvement. It looks at every mistake as a lesson. It doesn't say, I failed. It says, I grew. And with every word you learn, every sentence you speak, every video like this that you watch, your confidence grows, not just in English, but in yourself. Let's go deeper. The problem with small thinking is that it feels safe. It feels familiar. But it comes at a cost. The cost is your dreams, your confidence, your voice. Small thinking tells you to stay where you are. It says, don't stand out. It says, don't take chances. But inside you, there is a part that wants more. A part that wants to rise. A part that wants to speak, lead, create, and shine. That part is your big mind. And it's waiting for you to feed it. Every time you choose to watch an English story, instead of wasting time, you feed your big mind. Every time you write your thoughts in English, even if they're not perfect, you feed your big mind. Every time you listen, repeat, practice, and learn, even when you're tired, you grow stronger. Not just as a learner, but as a thinker. Big thinkers ask better questions. They don't ask, can I? They ask, how can I? They don't say, this is hard. They say, this is new, but I will learn. They don't compare themselves to others. They compare themselves to their past. And they don't wait for the perfect moment. They create the moment by acting now. There is something magical about the moment you decide to grow. It's like a door opens in your mind. And behind that door is possibility. Endless, unstoppable possibility. But the key is thought. Thought is what unlocks the future. And when that thought is big, powerful, and filled with belief, there is no limit to what you can achieve. You may not control your past. You may not control where you were born or what you have right now. But you control your thoughts. You control what you feed your mind. And that controls your future. Now I want you to imagine your life 1 year from now. Imagine you've practiced English every day. Imagine you've spoken with confidence. Imagine you've written your goals, read books, and stretched your mind. What kind of person would you be? How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you feel? That version of you is not a dream. It is a decision. And that decision begins with one simple choice: to think bigger. Big thinking is a daily habit. It's not a one-time event. It's how you wake up in the morning and speak to yourself. It's how you respond to failure. It's how you talk about your future. Big thinking builds your identity. And your identity shapes your reality. You are not here just to speak English. You are here to find your voice, to find your power, to find your courage, and to become the person you were always meant to be. That journey begins not with grammar or vocabulary, but with belief. The belief that you are enough. The belief that you can learn. The belief that your voice matters. The world is full of noise. People will tell you to be realistic, to stay small, to follow the crowd. But your mind is your own. You decide what to believe. You decide what to focus on. You decide how far you go. So from this moment on, choose thoughts that build you. Speak words that lift you. Take actions that stretch you. And never forget, thinking big is not about being perfect. It's about being possible. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to have the mindset that says, I'll figure it out. Some people wait their whole lives for confidence. But confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you build. Step by step, word by word, thought by thought. And it begins by daring to think bigger than you ever have before. Even now, as you listen to this story, your brain is changing. You are planting seeds, seeds of belief, courage, and vision. And if you water these seeds, if you protect them, if you feed them with action, they will grow into something powerful, something unstoppable, something true. Your future is not written in stone. It is written in thoughts. So choose thoughts that lead you forward. Grow your mindset. Think big. Speak boldly. And remember this: the biggest limits in life are not outside of you. They are inside of you. And once you break those limits, everything begins to change. Thank you for joining me in this journey. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep dreaming. Because the life you want begins with the thoughts you choose. And today, you chose to grow.